Hello, and welcome to Rooted in Yard, where I talk about what it's really like living in Jamaica so that you can know what to expect and how to thrive if you're planning to make the move here. And today, hello, editing Misha here. And today is actually part two of this interview where I'm interviewing MEMEE about starting a business in Jamaica and using that as your path to residency. I think this is a very important interview to watch, or this is very good information to have, especially if you don't have any ties to Jamaica, like you don't have any family, like a parent or a grandparent who's Jamaican, and you're not married to a Jamaican or anything like that. This is one really great way for you to starting a business in Jamaica, starting a company in Jamaica is a really great way for you to get residency in Jamaica. You can use that as your form of residency. So this is part two. If you haven't watched part one yet, honestly, I would recommend pausing this, going back to watch part one. The link should be in the description. You can just click it, go back and watch part one, because this is going to be part two. This is just a continuation of what we have been talking about. So yeah, part one, MEMEE gives some really good information. In part two, I'm asking some additional questions, and MEMEE is giving some additional tips about starting a company in Jamaica. Okay, that is it for this intro. I hope that you enjoy part two. If you do, leave a comment below and let me know. It is. Jamaica is much more family oriented. So I'm like, it made me really happy to see, like, oh, when I was looking through the PICA website, like, wait, there's this path. Wait, Jamaica has more than one path to residency for people? That's amazing.
Yes. And don't forget the retirement. So if you want to retire here, you can retire here at any type of retirement, as long as you can show that you have retirement and can take care of yourself. Yes. Mm-hmm. When I moved here, I had a 3-year-old in tow. So I came here with my daughter, who's of Jamaican descent. So,
okay. Yeah, but look at that. Look at that. See, and you're here, you've been here. So I'm like, I love that. I love that. But going back to the questions, because we veered off a little bit, and that's okay. So I think the next question I have is about the costs. So, like, what are some typical costs that, or like the fees? Essentially, what are the typical costs that people should budget for when starting a business in Jamaica? Like, I know you mentioned, it's affordable, at least to expats, right? Affordable in it being under 200 US. But, like, are there any other fees people need to think about? Are there any other costs people might need to think about and budget for?
I think that, okay, just the regular startup cost, like you would start up any business, just the regular startup cost, whatever that may look like for you, whatever type of business that you're starting, just keep in mind about the startup cost. One thing that I can say, if you do decide to go brick and mortar, and you're looking for space, keep in mind that to find a good area, you have to find the right area for whatever type of business. Like if it's a retail, you would need a high traffic. If you're more or less doing business, you would need maybe in a more quiet or accessible place. Just keep in mind those things. And sometimes the rent for these places can be quite expensive. I would also, if you're going to use that company for the self-employment work route for residency, you're going to, in my opinion, because that process to do all the paperwork is roughly, I want to say maybe about 4,000, 5,000 US to do everything. So I would say that you would, have a decent amount of money, maybe at least 6 or 7 grand that you can spend towards your residency. And that's just the paperwork alone. You need to also keep in mind um, money for like traveling back and forth, or maybe if you need to come and stay here for a while, keep in mind about rent, or someplace to stay, things like that.
Okay.
Transportation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. But the gist I'm getting from this is going the company route will be more feasible for a lot of people probably,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
using that for residency. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, so my next question then is like, are there any maybe hidden steps that, let's say, newcomers or new company owners that they often overlook? Like in this process, are there any like steps that you think maybe they might be surprised by, like the TRN, the Jamaican tax registration number? That's what the
Hmm.
TRN is for anyone who's watching and doesn't know. It's a Jamaican tax registration number. It's kind of like a social security or social insurance number, but not really. Like you don't have to keep it hidden like that, but it's used for business. The point is it's used for business. You're going to need it. Even to send a barrel, you're going to need, or receive a barrel, you're going to need a TRN. And
Hmm.
to open up a Jamaican bank account, you're going to need a TRN. To set up utilities, you're going to need a TRN. So that's something they will definitely need. But you don't need to be a Jamaican resident to get it. You can just come and get it, and it's free. So just throwing that out there for people. But like, are there any other like hidden? I don't know. Are there any other steps someone might overlook? Like maybe they would also need to get something else to, start their company here.
This is what was some of the steps. This is what I think that people miss often. This is real, and this is real life. This is not the vacation Jamaica. So you have to have your things in order. Like, you have to be serious, and it's all about timing. And just like you said, you need one thing to do something else, to do something else. You can't skip a step. So you need to register the company. You need the company to register the self-employment for the self-employment visa. And each one of these, it takes time. So it's not something that can happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be well planned. It has to be thought out. Um, and even during the work permit process, you're going to need things like um, a, a business a business plan. So it's like actual, and it's real. And I always say that the type of company that you open is something that you already do, or is something that you are already well versed in. Because you can't do something like, let's say like you're an accountant back in the States, and then you want to do something totally unrelated that you have no experience in doing, that you have no knowledge about. So it's not going to fare well. Um, that's all I could think of right now.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
That makes sense. Let me think. I think I had another question related to that, but now I don't remember. So if I remember, I'll bring it up. But I
Okay.
don't. I don't remember the other question that I thought I had related to that. Oh, that was a question. Like so in order to get, I guess, information about, because you mentioned the business plan, is that also going to be part of them submitting their documents to register a company here, or is that a part of the like the work permit process or the residency process?
That's part of the work permit for the residency process, but
Okay.
it's not for registering the company. Basically, all you need to do to register the company is just, like I said, your IDs and everything in place, TRN, and the funds.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then for that work permit process, is that on the Pika site? I'm like, I don't know
No,
if I'm
no,
like,
it's
I
not
haven't
on the
seen it on the Pika site.
because it's handled by a different agency. It's handled by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
That's why.
So this is so everything. So it's like all these different organizations that you have to deal with. So that's why I said even though you can go online to do it, it would be best to come in to see because you're going to be doing business here. So y- so you would have to go to the Ministry of Labor to get approval to work in the country. Once you get the approval from the Ministry of Labor, then that's when you take the documents over to PICA to get the visa stamp in your book. So there.
Thank you. Thank you. Cause I'm like, am I going crazy? Did I miss this? I know I looked over that Pika website and I didn't see
Mhm,
anything about this, but I know that it exists. Did I
mhm,
miss this? I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do an interview with somebody who knows more than me because I don't know. I don't know nothing
mhm,
about this.
mhm.
Um, okay, and then I have a few more questions left, but um, the next question I have for you is, when you look back over your time of, doing business here, what surprised you most about doing business here? Or is there anything that surprised you about doing business here? I don't know if it's with, the difference in like maybe the culture compared to the US, the people. I don't know. Was there anything that surprised you?
About doing business here, how can I explain it? So when I first started doing business here, we didn't have as much um, online resources. We didn't have as much. It wasn't as easy as it is now. We didn't have online resources. It was a whole bunch of going back and forth between these different agencies, and most of them was in Kingston and this and that. So it was like it was a lot and it was overwhelming. Now it's a bit easier. um but what I do find is the cultural difference. So what may seems to be an urgent thing to you, it's not an urgent thing to someone who does who they do it all day every day. It's not an urgency. It'll happen when it happens. It'll get there when it get there, and that's about it. So it's not really a sense of urgency. You're the only one that have the urgency. And sometimes it might be something simple like the electricity went out and so the computer is down, or the computer system is down. So yeah, okay, I'll come back tomorrow or I'll wait around and see what happens. But I mean, it's you accepting that it's not much more that you can do, and you know it'll happen when it happens.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess it's the typical Jamaican way. That is what people are gonna, just in life living here, are going to have to get used to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know,
And
it,
also, also sometimes the customer service isn't the best, but but I find that it's an uptick in good customer service. So it's maybe like certain, um, even with the utility companies, with banking. I notice in the private sector, you have more customer service driven result. It's more like more customer service driven, um, versus in other sectors where they're
interesting.
just like, yeah, where we're just like, yeah, we're getting a paycheck regardless. But I noticed that in private sectors, they want customer retention. They want um, sales. They want satisfied customers, because they have a product and it's a good product. So that's what I noticed.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
know what? You're right too, because even I had to get, well, I didn't have to, but I got it. It's like this device you can put in the car so you can track the car.
Okay.
just in case anything happens, you can see where the car is going on the map. And I had to reach back out to the guy. This was months ago, but I had to reach back out to the guy who installed it. He's, this is his business. I had to reach back out and be like, hey, this isn't working anymore. And this, and that. And he's just like, okay, I will, like, he was, the interaction went very pleasant. I was here ready to give, because sometimes for the customer service here, it's like they wait until you get to your breaking point and you want to cuss two bad words and they're like, okay, I'll do something now. But it didn't even have to get to that point. He was just like, okay. He came and fixed it. He rectified everything. And I'm like, you know what? This is good people. And now I've even recommended him to like other people. So now there's word of mouth for him. So I'm like, it's getting better. People are caring. People are starting to care more.
So that I mean, that's what I noticed. So I mean, it takes some adjustment to getting used to where the customer is always right back over in the developed country. So it makes you humble sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the second last question I got for you, Mimi, is, is there anything else you wanted to talk about today that we didn't get to talk about? Is there anything else that people should know when it comes to, starting a business, registering a business, using that to get residency? Is there anything we didn't touch on that you're like, ooh, this is important for people to know? Or, I kind of just want to mention this. I kind of just want to talk about this.
Yes, the paperwork is tedious. And it's written, how it's written, you have to sit down and you really have to read through it. And sometimes you still don't understand it. But you may need, sometimes you can do it by yourself. Sometimes it's too much and you may need assistance. So I suggest that even before you start the process, maybe get in touch with or reach out or join a group or get assistance from people, because there's people who do this. I'm one of them, but they'll help you with the paperwork. They'll guide you through the paperwork. They'll tell you what to do, how to do it, the tricks to this, to that, what this means, what that means, just to ensure that it'll take away some of the frustration. Because I mean, we have to admit it's kind of frustrating migrating from one country to another, and it's all these things that are turning, and this depends on this and this depends on it. So it kind of takes out the frustration when you know or an idea of what's needed or what you're doing. So it's not something that should be taken lightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And the paperwork thing doesn't surprise me, but like every country has their paperwork, because it's a whole process. So like every country has their paperwork and their processes and the things they do and require, and you're like, why do you require this? This makes no sense.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing too as well. So when you do open up the company, you do have to pay taxes that you have to file every year. And it's not, what I find is not something that you can do yourself. I highly suggest reaching out and finding a CPA. That's somebody that you're going to need on your team to do the taxes, to do your company's taxes.
Okay, that is very good to know. So that's also another like something like, hey, put this aside in your budget, okay? Put this aside in your budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
oh yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Because I
Mm-mm.
forgot what I was going to say.
No, I didn't want you to forget. Well, you can say it if it comes back to you, because I was just gonna say, like, hey, like where can people, find you if they want to get in touch with you, like, and to go over like the things that you offer, your services, so people can find you. So if you remember
Mhm.
what you were gonna say, you can still say it, but also, where can people find you? Where can people get in touch with you? What do you offer?
Okay, so I'm most active on Facebook. Haven't got around to the other social media platforms, but I'm most active on Facebook. You can find me there. Is the letter A, and then it's Mimi, MEMEE, and then White, WHYTE. That's where you can find me on Facebook, or you can also go to my website. The company I work for is called Jamaica Relocation Hub, and our website is www.jamaicarhub.com, and that's where you can find us. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So if anyone is watching this and you're like, yeah, I'm going to need some help. I want it. This is going to be, I have no ties to Jamaica. This
Hmm.
sounds doable. This is going to be my path to residency. Probably you can reach out to Mimi through those avenues.
And we offer guidance, consultations, um, to help you get to where you need. Like, I noticed that people need a lot of help with the paperwork, and so that's what we do. The documents, the paperwork.
Yeah. And that's very helpful when it's tedious.
Oh
Very
yeah.
helpful.
Hmm.
Very helpful.
Hmm. Yes. Jamaica. I love Jamaica. By the way,
So do I.
I I don't know. I fell in love with it when I first visited here, and I'm here, and so this is my home now. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Same with me. Same with
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
Well, thank you so much, Mimi. Thank you so much for sharing all this information with the people. Okay, all right, so that is it today for part 2. I hope that you found this this entire interview helpful or informative or at least entertaining. If you do hit that like button to let me know and also let Mimi know. We also do want to hear from you though, okay? So feel free to leave a comment, like if you have any thoughts, if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. I'm fairly certain Mimi would love to hear from you as well. So, just leave that in the description. Leave that in the comments to let us know. And before you go, ensure you don't leave without grabbing your freebies. Okay, I did create some freebies for my channel for you, the viewer. So the links are in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you are ready for deeper support, I offer a few things, so so there's Mimi's support, right? If you need like that type of service, that will be in the description and in the pinned comment for sure. But I also offer services. I also have things for you. There are also deeper ways I can support you. So I have personal relocation guidance. I have that as a service now through voice notes or through 1 hour long consultations. You kind of just choose the level of help you need and we go from there. Then there is my Moving to Jamaica starter guide. The early access for this is still available at the point of me creating this video. It's $10. It will go up when the price is complete. When the guide is complete. But there's already 50 pages of information that you can access and that can help you out right now. And then you will get parts 3 and 4 of the guide because it's parts 1 and 2 are done. You'll get parts 3 and 4 once everything is complete. And then the last thing is my $5 clarity workbook. So this is kind of, if you're unsure, you're listening to this and you're like, this sounds really good, but I don't know if Jamaica is really aligned with me and with my vision. I don't even know what I want out of life right now. This is a workbook for you. In this workbook are the same clarity exercises that I use myself. I still think through this, when I'm thinking about like, I don't really know what I want, I still think through this like this. And these are actually the exercises I use that led me to Jamaica. So if that is something that you'd like, if you're interested in any of these things, including in working with MEMEE, you will find everything linked in the description and in the pinned comment. In the meantime, I really appreciate you being here. If you like this video, do subscribe so if you haven't already, so you don't miss what's coming next, as well as if you have any topic suggestions, feel free to leave that in the comments as well, because the reason that I'm talking about all the stuff I talk about on my channel a lot of times is because it's either topic suggestions, or I'm noticing people asking questions about this, or people are asking me questions and I'm like, you know what, let me create a video, or like, you know what, I don't know the answers, so I'm going to get in contact with someone who does have those answers, and then I will get those answers to you and it'll be here on the channel. So if you have any topic suggestions, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. And that is it. I'll see you in the next one.